Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today's a very special episode. We brought on Knox Kronenberg, and he is the owner over at Knox Kronenberg Photography, and he's also a board member over at Downstream Investments. And this particular interview is part of our Milken Global Conference coverage series where we bring you the best of attendees and participants of the Milken Conference. And first thing first, Knox, welcome to the show.
Adam, glad to be here, man. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So, Knox, I understand that you went to the conference. This is your first year. Always love to talk to somebody who's attending for the first time. I like to say that this is like my Super Bowl of conferences. So great to have you, of course, on this show. And then you also work with the conference and with the Milken Institute in other capacities. So maybe start there.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. This was my first time at a Milken conference. And to say my mind was kind of bent in a really cool direction would be an understatement. I always tell people, whether or not you feel like you're in a bubble, a lot of times you are. And that Milken conference is anything but a bubble with people from all over the world. It was amazing. It felt like I was interconnected with the rest of the world in a 48-hour period in Beverly Hills. So it was absolutely amazing. As a young guy, getting to be a part of the young leader circle that Milken has been amazing. Because now when I get to travel and for any number of reasons, I have what seems like friends everywhere around the world doing really, really interesting things because of this young leader circle. So I've been very grateful and super excited to continue to be a part of it and celebrate it.
What is the Young Leader Circle? How did you get involved with that, and maybe give a little bit of an overview? Maybe there's some other young leaders out there that may want to participate or apply to participate. I don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah, so the way it works from my understanding is you have to be recommended by someone who's also a part of the Young Leader Circle. There's, I think, a few hundred members around the world.
Wow.
And what's really neat about it is their whole goal is bringing individuals under 45 together that are what I would say peeling the onion of life differently. Thinking about life differently, solving problems differently, coming at the same problems differently than others. So there's a full spectrum of people, from artists like myself to investors to VC funds to entrepreneurs in any kind of capacity. And it's really just people from the ages, I believe 25 is the bottom and 45 is the top. So the whole spectrum and truly all over the world. I was sitting with people
I like that we're saying that 45 is young and that I'm under 45. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. The other co-founder here, he's also under 45, so I'm going to have to tell him, Shirag, you need to go figure out how to be part of this Young Leader Circle. I like this. Thank you, Knox.
Yeah, absolutely. Young and hungry.
Oh, man. Well, let's get into your work as well. So, selling art, that's so interesting. How'd you get into that field? How'd you get into that field and how'd you break in, really? I don't know. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, great question. So I know our time's limited, so I'll kind of give you the spark notes. But my mission statement in life is to inspire passion in others on a mass scale. The only way to do that is by chasing my own passion as hard and strong as I possibly can. It started at a very early age with fly fishing. I ended up competing for the U.S. fly fishing team while I was in high school. Traveled the world through that. And through travel, fell in love with photography. When I got to college, I had a whole bunch of sponsors and ended up turning all my sponsors into clients and started a production company, and then continued to travel the world all through college. But it got to the point where after about 8 or 9 years of just traveling, fishing, and hunting all over the world, that experientially it was amazing, but creatively it wasn't very challenging. And so I wanted to reel back, knowing what my mission statement was, and figure out something that was aligned with my passion, but also creatively challenged me. And that's where our art business came out of. And so, we sell art, but it's the medium that we do is photography. And I say we because I have an amazing team that helps me. I'm the one who comes up with the ideas and creates them, but that's the only thing I do. I have unbelievable people in front of the camera, unbelievably great people behind the camera that help bring my crazy visions to life. But a lot of our art is centered around kind of the American dream, the entrepreneur spirit, and then this whole experiment of America kind of as a whole. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, many people, this concept of chasing your dreams, chasing your passion, like that's been really something that I don't know that anybody would argue against. It's against
Right.
doing it. I mean, it sounds great, but what are some of the things that allowed you along the way to figure out mechanically, like the how to do that and how to, fund a lifestyle and to fund great experiences while doing that at the same time? Because I feel like there's sometimes a disconnect for people there that it still means you have to go out there and work and put in the effort. So talk to me about that.
I think it's a great question. I was kind of the belief for a long time, ignorantly, that you had to do what you love in order to be happy. I think you can absolutely work a job and have something passionate on the side that still makes you incredibly happy. I don't think they're one and the same. For me, it just ended up being one and the same. I've been incredibly blessed to have two incredible parents that have supported my dreams and pushed me to continue when there's a roadblock and said, hey, get up, let's go. Keep chasing it. So that's been unbelievably supporting and awesome for me to have in my corner. But I think the biggest thing is just maybe it's ignorance, maybe it's lack of thereof, but just not fearing what's coming forward and just continuing to push forward and knowing that it will eventually come. Because there was a long time where we weren't making any money, but it was really cool because I made just enough to travel and live and see the world, but it wasn't like I had money in my bank account,
How did you push through? Like, how did you push through those times? That's interesting. Your support system, your family may have been like, they're like, okay, but there had to be some people around you that were like, man, come on, like get a job or do this or do that. Like, like there's like, I see you're traveling, but like what's in the bank account? Like somebody was in your ear. Like, how'd you push past that?
It's interesting. Growing up in my household, money was never celebrated like it is in some. It was never it's never been the end goal for me. Experiences I get much more value out of an experience than I do a dollar. And so that was always kind of how I measured my wealth, if that makes sense. So I may not have had money in the bank account, but I was richer than most of the people I was around in the sense of experiences.
That's interesting.
And so for me, it was just getting to push through, knowing that the next place is going to be just as cool as this one or even cooler and being super excited to go see it.
And then building the team.
I was also super young.
Oh yeah, that's always helpful, right? You were on the earlier side of the milking young. Yeah. You were close.
I didn't have children to feed or other mouths to feed. So
closer to the 25 than the 45, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. And so you also mentioned something else that I find kind of telling or maybe even revealing is that you mentioned that it's not just you, that there's a team that you built around you that also helped make, these ideas come to reality. And obviously that's a part of the monetization part of it. Like, how'd you build that team?
Ooh, our team has really been kind of like a godsend, just answered prayers and then hard work, kind of opportunity meeting the ability to execute. But a lot of what I say when I say team is our photos have anywhere from 3 people to 70 people in them. So making sure that we have the right people to produce, meaning all of the details that need to happen in order for my idea to come to life. Like something as crazy as closing down a Formula One racetrack and racing a cowboy versus a Formula One car. It takes a very specific cowboy to be able to run his horse on a racetrack. And so I've been incredibly blessed to have legit cowboys in their day-to-day business help me and make sure that we're not putting holes in multiple $million-dollar cars and we're not tearing up Formula One racetracks and other crazy stuff. So when I say team, it's a true team effort, and each shoot is a little different. Each shoot, the team varies, but we have a core team here in our business as well. That's just been awesome. From running our gallery in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, to running the day-to-day business and making sure I don't lose my mind.
Yeah. Man, I love this story. It's a lot of fun to think about. And I think what it also provides for some is just hope. Like if they want to do something that maybe it's possible, maybe they can figure it out, maybe they can persevere, and then they're not in it alone, especially because it does take a team, in my opinion, to do anything huge and meaningful. You're gonna need a team around. You need people. Or you need some, depending on who I'm talking about, or you need some very well-trained bots, one of the two. So you can throw in some AI, but I don't know. But it depends on what you want. Like the AI is not going to get that cowboy out there. I don't know, maybe not in real life.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up because our photography, which may sound expensive to some, sells for anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000 per a piece of art. And the human element to me is the most important component of it, because I could do a lot of this with AI or Photoshop. But the fact that we go out and get these people and I get to have relationships with these people in real life and then put them and place them in front of the camera, that's one of the drugs and the addicting parts about it for me. And then I get to go share their story and the story we created together to collectors who are then putting these on their walls in their homes and their offices all over the world. And that's the second part of it that's just so addicting, because I think that human element is so important, especially with art, and it's getting lost more and more every day. And so we're really excited, because we think as AI builds, that human element will become more scarce, and we're going to be really celebrating it.
What excites you about your future and just your career overall? Like, what excites you about what's next?
The short answer is, when we continue to make more money, my ideas can get bigger, because I can fund crazier and crazier things.
Man, you sound like Mr. Beast right now. And for those of you that are closer to the 40, those of you that are closer to the 45 listening to this, Google him. It's fine, or go on YouTube. He's the biggest YouTube creator in the world, even though you don't know about him if you don't have kids. Maybe go ahead.
But no, I feel like him sometimes, because we put every dollar we make right back into the business and building it and doing crazier ideas and building cooler stories. But I would say the second thing that I'm most excited about is I'm actually getting married in a month. So, building
congrats.
A family, and thank you. Yeah, so building a family and getting to be a husband is one of the top things I'm most excited about.
Wow, and to your partner that's listening to this and saying, yep, he wants to pour more money into crazier ideas, you found a good one. I'll throw that out there, Knox.
I appreciate it. I need it, because sometimes she needs to hear that. She's like, why are you doing this? Like,
she's hearing it right now from a stranger. Like, bless her heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Oh, Knox. Well, man, this has been a lot of fun having you on the show and connecting today. And that being said, if somebody's listening or wants to follow along and follow your journey and also learn more about your art and what else you're working on, how do they do that?
Yeah, man, our website, just knoxkronenberg.com, is a great spot. And then on social media, I believe we're on all of the channels, just at Knox_Kronenberg with a K.
Fantastic.
And that's a great way to follow along.
Perfect. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes, so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show, each and every day, bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Knox, thanks again for coming on the show.
Adam, thank you for having me, man. Have a great day.